Kia ora. I'm Tony Adams, the Project Director for the Waikato Expressway, Rahui Pōkeka Huntly section. I've got the pleasure of just doing a voiceover for the last flyover, as you can see now open to the travelling motorists. Just coming up to the northern Interchange. The total project's 15.5 kilometres long. This is right at the northern extremity. You can see the northbound on-ramp and southbound off-ramp into Huntly, as well as the Nympta Bridge. Nympta Bridge itself was quite a challenge. It's a 62 metre single span bridge that goes across both the Rahui Pōkeka off-ramp as well as the North Island main trunk line. Crossing over the Nympta Bridge, we go into Fisher Flats. This area was called Area A. The job was split into 4 areas, A, B, C and D. Fisher Flats was approximately a 500,000 cubic metre fill. The material type was a puketoko, which was quite moisture sensitive and challenging to lay. But over a period of 3 seasons, that 500,000 cubic metres was carted into there. You can see on our right hand side is a fill disposal area, and that now is being reverted back into farmland, as well as a pump station we've just passed on the left hand side, Frost Road pump station, which draws water from the surrounding farmland. Just flying over here over Fisher Road, and you can see the cul-de-sacs have just been constructed there, and that road remained permanently severed. Just approaching Ralph Road overbridge, as well as the Whakataki cultural symbolism site. Whakataki was one of 5 cultural symbolism sites that were both designed and constructed during the duration of the project, and I'll point those out as we head south along the alignment. This area here was known as Ralph Road Ponds. The undercut required 20,000 tonnes of rock to be placed in the bottom of the fill before we imported more puketoko and clays in there to give us our final alignment. Moving through into A8, which was a substantial cut, and then into A9, which was a challenging area, which is clearly on the side of Lake Kimahia. So there was a big surcharge put in there where 5 metres of material was put over and above the final alignment, and this allowed the acceleration of the settlement, and once that had all settled, then that material was taken off and then the same weight was put back on with the pavement, therefore minimising the amount of future settlement. As you can see, it's been a very dry summer, hence Lake Kimahia is dry. The main project office just on the right hand side there, otherwise known as the White House, is just located on the back of the Speedway site. Over on to the left was our Evans Road wetland that was created. It's about a 4 hectare wetland, required about 30,000 cubic metres of material to be removed. Very wet ground, but that's coming away quite nicely and the plants are well established. McVie Road overbridge, same construction as Ralph Road, 32 metre single span Super T bridge. Those Super T beams were all constructed in Auckland and carted down by road. You can see the gun club, the old gun club site, and the excavators just finishing doing the final trimming and demobbing now that we've finished the project. Now switching into Area B, this is up into the Hollands, and then just approaching the second biggest cut on the project. That's the Kimahia cut. There's 400,000 cubic metres of material come out of there, and it was about 27 metres deep. Nicknamed Rainbow Mountain because it was such a variable material. So we went from some puketoko to greywacke clays. There was some mudstone and some coal. Now we're approaching an area we call right up through this gully was called Johnson's, and that's just named after the previous landowner. Going over culvert 12, so there was 38 major culverts that went underneath the alignment, ranging from 450mm diameter right up to 2.4 diameter, 2.4 metres that is. Another big fill here, B5. It's 18 metres high and consists of 290,000 cubic metres of material. You can see the alignment winding up through the Johnson's Valley. This is about the 6 kilometre mark of the total 15.5 kilometres. The original completion date for the project was the 30th March 2020. We actually, as I said, we opened it on the 9th, which was early compared to the original completion date. But we had significant scope change during the period of that 5 years, so our contractual completion is 14th of December 2020. So we finished the project 37 weeks early. Just going over culvert 15, this was very challenging ground because it was very steep. You can see it's a sidling fill in a number of the areas. And each of those fills and gullies have got culverts in them, so this goes from culvert 15 right up to culvert 21, which is just north of the main summit. So approaching the Taupiri Cut was what we called it. This is the second of the cultural symbolism sites, known as Te Tihi, and that's a very impressive site with 8 po that have been carved. You'll certainly notice those as you drive past them. The main cut was 57 metres deep and required removal of 1.3 million cubic metres. Challenging bit also there was that there was a 20 metre gully either side of that cut. So from the bottom of the gully right to the summit was about 77 metres. You can clearly see the po there on the left hand side. That's the end of Area B, and now we go through into Area C, which is the Graham's Valley, also known or named after the landowner. Something unique to this project was what we had to do with the Taupiri Scientific Reserve. So we had to do pest control there, or mammalian control. So the 700 hectares had a poisoning regime done over the period of the project construction, as well as continues into the future. We also had to eradicate the goats in this area. So at the time of this filming, there was about 1,480 goats had been removed from site. Into C3 cut, into C3 fill. The unique thing here is it was one of the longest fills that we had completed. It's about 400 metres long. And just to the right hand side was stream diversion 14, which was now well grown, so you can actually hardly see that we've been in there. It just ties into the existing landscape. Area C compound just used to be on the right hand side, just beside that stormwater pond, which is a permanent feature that treats all the stormwater that flows down from the summit and goes through there before being discharged into the natural waterways. Dock car park, so only car park on the alignment. And this is a good area where you can access the third cultural symbolism site, which is Te Ringa Lagoon. You can just see the circular shape there and the 4 concrete waka Tealinga Lagoon just in the background. We're now just approaching the first of the 4 stream bridges, Mangawara, and then in the background you can see the Orini Road overbridge. Overall there was 9 structures on the project. As I've said earlier, the project duration was 5 years. Over that period it was 2.4 million hours, man hours, and something that we're all proud of as a team is our safety record. There was no serious harm on the project. Some other interesting facts for the project: there was 4.4 million cubic metres of earthworks in total. There was 2 million tonnes of rock and aggregate imported to the site from 5 different quarries. About 10.5 kilometres of network drainage through the alignment, as well as 60 kilometres of subsoil drainage, and that allows the pavement to remain dry and give us its longevity. 42,000 tonnes of SMA, which is the stone mastic asphalt, which is the final surfacing, and then 48 kilometres of barriers which extend along both edges of the expressway and the centre median. Just coming over there, the Whangamaire bridge. The 2 remaining cultural symbolism sites are the past sites that have been created, both Te Urapata and Ōtauhau, which are out to the right hand side of the alignment as we see here. Now approaching Waring Road overbridge. Which leads straight on to Komakorau stream bridge. This is area D, and then you can see in the background there is the Gordonton Interchange, which is the end of this section of the Waikato Expressway. One last stream bridge, Mangatoketoke. And the final bit of the construction is the north-facing ramps constructed at the Gordonton Interchange. And then you can see the expressway tying into the Ngāruawāhia section. So I hope you will enjoy using the expressway as much as we have enjoyed building this massive piece of infrastructure over the last 5 years. And I hope you've enjoyed watching the many flyovers and the few voiceovers that we've done to keep the public involved and educated on the challenges we have on the project. Thank you.